Hello, how you guys doing? James here once again. Well, I'm going to do something different. Different is always good. We're going to talk about something about business and be careful who you do business with, especially with real estate. And I'm going to show a couple of clips about fraud. And that's something that is very helpful, especially when you invest money with anybody online or you choose to invest money online with somebody. And this will be a good video. But
It's about lack of control.
But here's
What's up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's up, family? What's up, everybody?
Switch to Google Fi Wireless and get our premium unlimited phone plan, Unlimited Plus. Keep your whole family.
This is Tony the closer.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's going on?
Hey, man, I appreciate you coming in, man. Mad respect for you taking the time to come and really address some very serious allegations head on. Obviously, you got a huge platform, man. I
came to talk about my car show this weekend in Memphis, man.
I'll let you talk some car show because you know, but people really want to. We can bring up the car show, but you know,
what you ask, what you want to ask. Ask what you want to ask, my nigga. We good.
But tell us about the car show. Let's talk about the car show, man. Memphis.
I'm just messing.
Come on, let's give you the car show.
Tickets to sell. We ain't got to worry about that. Let's talk about what you want to talk about. Well, first I want to say, I seen the live that you did, and I thought it was whack. First of all, and I'm gonna tell you why I thought it was whack, and you guys do whatever you want.
All right, let's go.
And the reason I thought it was whack is because you know me. You've been to my seminars. You spoke on I think a seminar or two.
No, I never spoke.
You never spoke, but you've been to a seminar or two, and you know that we did those seminars to teach people how to do real estate and to encourage people how to do real estate. So the fact that you said it was trash was kind of weak, especially when you know my number. We just spoke many times. But I get what you're doing. But like I told you earlier on the phone, because we spoke a couple of times. I said, me and you, we like in certain ways because we like to expose the fake shit. And that's one thing I say. I don't like when people take advantage of our people. But go ahead, ask away. Let's go.
No, man. First off, man, I've never been at one of your events at the speaking capacity, but I came to one of the big events that you had at the Javits, which I said on the live. I said, yo, first off, you packed that bitch out. I came in and my initial impression was very impressed. I said, I've never seen people bring people together for that scale for financial literacy. I thought it was one of the most amazing things I saw from a wide-eyed lens, right? To have our people, Hispanics, Black, all in the room getting education. I'm like, yo, that's dope as fuck. I mean, I'll be transparent. Coming into
yesterday.
Now, hold on, let me finish. Now, I'm gonna finish. Coming into I was expecting to get some information and some knowledge, and I felt like it was a lot left to be had when it came to the information piece. It wasn't filled with game that I expected to get from the. It was more like, hey, here's who I go where I find my websites at. Here's where I go to get hard money lenders. But it wasn't real estate knowledge. And here's my problem with a lot of these situations is that very big platforms like yourself, man. Like so many people respect your platform. You are a celebrity. You got millions of people that listen to you on a daily basis. You got a partner of yours who is accused of some very serious allegations. Millions of dollars have been alleged to be scammed at this point, right? I want to ask you first and foremost, when we start looking at these events, which starts becoming a marketing funnel, right? People start now coming into mentorships. They come to these events to be able to get game. But then most of these events, there's that same thing that you talked about that you don't like, the upsell. See, because I pay attention, right? You had a major problem with people who had live events and then they didn't teach much information, and then they do these upsells for higher mentorships, et cetera, investment opportunities. Well, it seems as if that's what's now happened with you and Caesar, because now you're hearing the same exact thing that you said that you didn't like, which was these very outlandish prices as far as mentorships and plus $1 million plus people saying they've been defrauded out of money. So I'm looking at you and I'm saying, hey, you got a large platform. How are you any different than with the people that you said you didn't like? The other people that were frauds.
Well, for anybody that hasn't been to my seminars, the reason we created these seminars was because we wanted to teach people about real estate and get them into real estate without spending $10,000 like a lot of these seminars were doing. My whole idea was if you have $10,000, I'd rather you use that $10,000 and try to put it into a house, a property, or whatever it may be. So, my real estate thing, you say you didn't learn, I mean, hey, that's you. But the seminar, what we did was we brought people to the seminar that they would need. I brought auction.com, which is a site where people go to get properties from, and it taught them how to go on that property to buy properties. They didn't have to pay for that. I brought up Matt, I don't even know what Matt's thing is, Matt the lender. And what Matt did, Matt helped people get loans, talked about FHA, talked about property without paying extra. We had hard money lenders there that told people about hard money lenders and how to get hard money lenders. We had credit repair. That was a guy that helped people fix their credit. We had people who do wholesale, which I don't do wholesale. I can't explain wholesale, but we had somebody there to break down what wholesale was and how to get it done. Now, all those pieces of people explaining that, niggas usually even have to pay money for that. But it was all free. There was never an upsell. There was no, well, to learn this information, you have to do this. There was never an upsell in any of my thing. The only thing that was ever sold was some t-shirts that said landlord, trap lord. And that's anybody that's been on any of my seminar. There was no upsells. We didn't upsell shit. There was not an upsell. There was nothing that you can buy then at any of my seminars. So the upsell thing, well, there was no upsell. So there was nothing that you can buy. Now, has anybody ever gave me $1, a dime, a nickel, a quarter, $100, $1,000, $100,000, or $500,000, or $1 million? Not one person. Because I'm making my business not to take money from nobody. And there's nobody on this live, and there's nobody in here that can ever say Envy, they gave Envy $1. I done helped everybody get homes. I done helped over 1,000 people get into homes. And that's celebrities, from Terrence J to Sean King to so many different people get houses. To regular people get into a house using FHA credit or regular loans. And when they say, Envy, let me give you something, I'm like, I don't need it. Because I honestly did this to help my people. And there's not nobody else that can say that they did. No, nobody.
Many investors trusted your business partner based off your relationship, right?
I'm glad that you said that. So now,
and I want to ask you a question, like, as a public figure, how do you feel your responsibility for your actions? His actions, and how does your professional you on all that play a part? I feel like, what do you feel like your part is in this?
I love that question. This is the thing. I have many different partners. I got partners that own water. I got partners when it comes to real estate. I got partners when it comes to clothing lines. I got partners when it comes to many different things. Many different things. So let me ask you a question. Me and you own a barbershop, right? The barbershop does well. On the side, you're a pedophile. And I don't know you're a pedophile. Are they going to say, DJ Envy's partner is a pedophile and I knew about it? No, nigga, I didn't know what you did on the side or what you was doing. Not to say that even Caesar was doing anything right or wrong, because I honestly don't know. That's between them and whatever happened. But did I say here, take this money and give it to this person or do this with this money. I never did. And nobody's ever come to me. And anybody who's ever came, if you ever came to my seminar, I tell everybody on this stage, whether it's credit repair or it's a conventional lender, do your homework, because I don't trust anybody. And I said that. And I said the reason I don't trust anybody is because, like anything in this world, somebody will treat me different because I'm a quote-unquote celebrity than they'll treat somebody else. And if you've been to my seminars, I say that a million times, but the speakers get offended sometimes. But the reason I do that is because I don't trust people. I don't trust anybody. I don't. That's just me. Even with real estate. I'm not a person that just buys because I never seen it. I need to touch the house. I need to feel it. I need to walk through it. I need to know things on my own. So if by you putting out DJ Envy and a picture of me and Caesar saying that y'all did that, you know I didn't scam nobody for no money. You know I didn't take no money. And like I said, the thing with me too is when I go for this, you know me. You say you didn't have my number. My number's the same. You got my number. You can call me anytime.
Well, I actually didn't have your number, Henry, but like
as soon as I heard, what did I do?
Let me ask you a question, because the guy last night, he said that he gave Caesar $1 million. When he said he came to the office, you were right there to greet him. He said he felt like you were part of the entire process as far as bringing him into the, him even deciding to make this investment. He's like, I would have made $1 million investment if I didn't have DJ Envy co-signing him and telling me that, he's a good dude. And then I come to the office and he's in the exact same office as I'm walking in before we even come to an agreement on the deal. So how do you feel like you play a part in that when an investor feels like, hey, my investment decision is based off the fact that I'm watching you sit in the same office with this guy, right? This guy said he was on his deathbed. He got $1 million lawsuit from a multi-million-dollar lawsuit from almost dying. He invested his money with Caesar and he's been chasing his money.
Now you telling me because I'm in the same office with somebody doing my car show business and somebody's in another office building, another office spot doing something else that I know what he's doing in that office space. And I greet everybody that comes in the office. You know why? Because that's what my mom taught me to do, because I'm a respectful, kind person. I don't care if you're young, if you're old, if you're black, if you're white, if you're Spanish. If you walk into my office, I look everybody in the eye and I say hello. And the reason why I do that is because 9 times out of 10, I got a couple $100,000 car outside and I want to see who's coming in and out my office. Now, if you go into another office and have a conversation with somebody and you decide to do whatever you want to do, that has nothing to do with envy. If Envy said do this because I said it's cool, that's a different story. If you see Envy's name on the contract, that's a different story. But now it seems like you're fishing for things to put me involved. Just because I'm in the office with somebody else doesn't mean that me and that person is doing anything with each other.
Well,
doesn't mean I'm co-signing anybody. Doesn't mean that at all. And that person,
we look at you and Caesar from the perspective that you guys are business partners. So, like every time I've ever seen anything with real estate, you guys both do it together. Like
we are business partners.
When I see events, anytime I see Caesar never speaks. I only hear you speak. So anytime he speaks. Every time we see an ad, I see C's looking over like this, and you were actually doing a presentation. So he's not like the person that's the spokesperson. So I'm just like, but just being real. When we look at it, like this man wouldn't have, nobody would fuck with Caesar if it wasn't for DJ Envy. Like I wouldn't know who he was if it wasn't for you. Like most of these people wouldn't, when you say I'm attacking you, it's because you marketed them. Everywhere we see Flippin' NJ, there's DJ Envy. So if I'm just looking at it and I'm saying that this is the guy that I'm investing with, I'm investing based off your likeness.
Well, see, this is the thing. I'm not anybody's babysitter. I don't tell people what to do and what not to do. Now, Caesar's the guy that got me into real estate. And he got me into real estate where I purchased a lot of homes. And because of that, he made me a lot of money where I own these houses and I have tenants. And I was excited about it. And I was excited about it because not too many people that look like me are buying property. So I told Caesar, let's teach people how to do it. Now, we taught a lot of people how to do it. We taught a lot of people how to buy homes. We taught a lot of people about FHA and things that people had no idea about. Now, that's my business with Caesar. That's my business with a lot of people. Now, if you go outside of that and want to jump in on your own, that has nothing to do with the kid. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not part of those deals. I'm not part of anything that goes on. I could be a partner with Elon Musk, and me and Elon Musk do Teslas together. Now, if Elon Musk decides he wants to do his space property, and he does some foul shit on the space property, people are like, oh, well, I invested because Envy was part of the Tesla. No, that ain't got. Then people need to stop being followers and be leaders. People got to do their own homework. When I give anybody money for any of my investments, some do well, some don't do well. All my investments, I do my own homework. If you come up to me right now and say, yo, Envy, I got a crib in Miami and it's worth this, I'm not doing it because you a nice guy that got a lot of followers. I would be a fucking asshole. I call my accountant and I'm like, hey, look at this deal. Does this deal make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. I'm not doing it.
So
that's how it is. That's what
I like keeping it real, right? So how has your business dealings going this season?
Some have been great, some haven't been. Some have been really good and I made a lot of money, and some have been slow. And that's why I say when people invest money, sometimes it goes like this, right? And you know this. I done hit with Caesar a couple of times and flipped money in less than 30 days. Some of my buildings, like the school, we still got, and I haven't got my money back yet. But I know that's part of the game. But I also do know there's certain things that need to happen. Like when it comes to Caesar, we've had a conversation, and I spoke to him, and I spoke to Jen, and I told him if he does, and I asked him personally, I said, do you owe people money?
Does he owe you money?
We have an investment together that we're going to sell. He does not owe me money. We partnered up on a property. We partnered up on a property a year and a half. It's
money, DJ Envy.
It's a school, let me tell you.
You and I talked offline, DJ Envy.
No, I'm going to tell you 100%. No, I'm going to tell you.
You can't do that, DJ Envy.
I'm going to tell you the truth. You're going to let me speak with me now.
No, but if we're going to tell the truth, we got to tell the truth.
We're going to tell the truth.
Now.
We speaking the truth. Because I tell you everything. I talked to you offline.
That's what
I told you, me and Caesar, we bought a school. That's the only outstanding deal that we have. That school never came back, and that school is not done yet. When I spoke to Caesar today, I told him I have a problem, and he said I'm giving you your money back. That's it. So we don't have any dealings with each other. And I even told you, because when we had that conversation, I called him last night. I'm like, do you owe anybody money? Caesar told me no. He said there was people that we invested with that did well, and there was people that we didn't invest with that it takes a little longer. And I told him, nigga, whatever you need to do, give them people back their money. That's all it is. But when it comes to it, that's what it is. And you find somebody else that will talk to you on live in a minute to talk to you about the real, because I honestly,
but you can ask me. But we talked offline though. That's why I asked you the question. And it's like, we personally offline. I mean, I know you might be one that's still not really throw your man under, but like we talked offline.
And we spoke online yesterday. That's why I was kind of upset when you put out a picture of me and Caesar and TJ's partner owes all this money. And I'm like, damn, my nigga, we spoke last night, and I'm telling you, I would tell you. But, I get it. My name on it is a little, you get more clicks and all that.
1,000% it gets more clicks. That's the same thing you do when you call out real estate investors and then you do a real estate event. That's called marketing, right? That's part of your marketing. Like
you throwing somebody under the bus that fucks with you, which is weird. But I don't care, because I really didn't take nobody's money. And I just want to tell you, the dude that you talked about that allegedly owes $1 million, I just got off the phone with him. And the first thing he said was, I did meet you when I went to the office, but we never spoke. You just said hello and kept it moving. So, I don't know why Tony would say that, you certified that deal or you made the deal comfortable. Like, nigga, we didn't even talk. If he walked past me now, I wouldn't even know who he was. I speak to anybody that comes to my office. But what I would like to do, I would like to get Caesar on there and y'all have a conversation, and then you can ask him all the questions you need to ask him.
So I asked you another question last night, because you were very direct about the fact that you wanted to distance yourself from being involved in any dealings that you didn't know about with Caesar and these investments. What do you feel like you should do as far as your platform responsibility with letting the people know that have invested with Caesar based off your likeness?
Well, I tell everybody, no matter what you do when you invest, you make sure you do your homework when it comes to anything. That's why I tell everybody all the time. You make sure you do your homework. I do feel like you're saying Caesar's guilty before hearing his side of the coin, which I think is kind of crazy. I mean, anybody can say anything they want, man. I just seen today that I owe people money. I just seen all types of shit. But the thing is, I think you should have that man on here to have a conversation and give his side of the story. There's two sides of the story. Well, there's actually three sides of the story, right? His side of it was the truth. And I think before somebody starts saying that somebody owes somebody money or somebody doing something wrong and making it accusing and the accusation, I think you need to have him on there and clear his own name up.
Well, I think that's fair, but I also...
And I tried to call you today with him on the phone, and you said you were clearly busy. So he's not done with the conversation.
Don't try to flip the narrative on me, because
did I not call you?
I'm really swing it because I've been being nice and I've been trying to...
You don't have to be nice. Did I not call you this morning? Did I not call you? Said I called you 30 minutes.
But you know you bullshitting too, right?
I'm bullshit.
Because the fact of the matter is that you know that Caesar been doing bad business. You just right now really trying to distance yourself because you don't want to be implicated with it. You know that he's been fucking people over. He fucked you over. He owes you money. You told me last night he owes you money. Like, this ain't me making up shit. This ain't me just coming out and attacking anybody. This is real people. And it's like, even like your man, the credit dude, that was a part of y'all whole situation, bro. He's out for $150,000, and Nick was out here talking about committing suicide. See, you can't play me like I'm the nigga that's just clout chasing and doing some bullshit. I'm really talking about people. Credit dude called me talking about he's in fear of his life. Like, he like, yo, I'm in fear of my life, and these niggas took my money. I got 7 to 8 DMs of people that's $400,000 or $500,000, bro. Last night on the phone, he told me, yo, this nigga owe me over $500,000. Don't do me now. You're gonna try to get online and make me look like shit, because then I'm gonna come back with the smoke.
And this is the thing, you can come back with whatever you want.
I'm gonna come back with the smoke.
I just got off the phone with credit. I just got off the phone with credit.
Don't try to say
told me that you were making things up. I just got off the phone with credit. And you said you're making things up. I just got off the phone with him.
There's no way that you're gonna tell me.
You all clout chasing, because the main thing that you did was you added my name. And that's what you did. You added my name before you got me.
He owe you money.
I did the real thing, and I came on here and spoke to you like a man. I didn't talk behind your back, and that's what real niggas do. When we have a conversation or disagreement, we have a conversation. All that other shit is out the window. And I'm trying to get these on the phone because I called you earlier, and I tried to get on the phone with you. I didn't try to call you earlier when you said, yo, call me back in 30 minutes, and when you call me back, I tried to call you.
Didn't you talk to me since then?
And didn't I try to call him on the phone? Did I try to call him on the phone? Answer yes or no. Did I try to call him on the phone?
My nigga.
You full of shit.
Yes or no?
I thought you was a real nigga, but obviously you full of shit. I tried to be a real nigga and talk to you, but you think you clown like anybody else. I salute you. I hope you get that nigga on the phone, and I hope you...
Very interesting outlook on, well, it's just being a good ninjas to each other. It's just, it's getting kind of... anyway, let's go on to our next victim, next situation where it was fraud. I tell you, it's just crazy, man. And I guess it goes to show you why should you do business with? Because you just never know with people. Yeah, that's just a shame, man. That the guy's about to commit suicide behind this stuff, and no one seems to take it fact. Oh, this woman.
Spectrum Mobile is giving you one free mobile line when you buy one unlimited line for $29.99.
So I can get 2 lines for the price of 1? That's right, for just $29.99.
One line for $29.99 and the second line is free.
Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for $29.99 a month.
I found a fake guru telling you that she's made $100 million, but what she hasn't told you is she can't afford rent.
My bread and butter is the oil and gas. That's where the billions come from, guys.
She makes billions in oil and gas, but she's actually an expert in a different industry. Black Queen makes over $100 million in trucking without a driver's license. With the way she drives her customers mad with her terrible investment opportunity, maybe it's best she stays off the road. Her brand is the Trucking Guru. She claims to own 140 trucks. After a little digging, I think this fake guru might not be telling the truth.
Oh, did you end up having to do like any jail time or anything?
Yes.
Talk to us
Yeah,
about
I mean, but that's why I do this. Like, I'm a felon, so I know what it's like to not be able to actually make good money.
The prison to fake guru pipeline is incredibly strong right now. I think the financial crimes they're committing after serving prison time are worse than the ones before. She has a few courses that will help you make 7 figures in the trucking industry, but it's important to note that she also helps ordinary felons make an income. This is by far my favorite sales pitch from a fake guru I've ever seen. Screwing over felons is something I've only seen from someone as crazy as the Joker.
All my trucks, I own over 140 trucks.
Let's do a little research to see if she's telling the truth. In one of the lawsuits filed against Kiera, I see the name Capital Choice Trucking. Using Safer, I find that Capital Choice Trucking is currently out of service as of July 2nd, 2023. At most, this LLC has 4 trucks. Another one of her companies is TTG Logistics LLC, which is currently not authorized to operate and has only 3 drivers. Gurus. Tioga Brothers Freight is a company possibly tied to her or her business partner, and it's a broker with 0 trucks.
All my trucks, I own over 140 trucks.
I don't see any proof or any indication that she owns more than a couple trucks. People like Kiera will say, don't let your LLCs be known or people know about your business.
And before they get to Googling, because one of these hoes, we just had a whole thing in the tribe, motherfuckers Googling. When they truly got money, you can't Google her.
All of the trucking records are public, and they're saying pretty clearly that you're a fraud.
I fumbled and failed and stuff, but the first week I did it, I made $10,000, and that was it. I was like, I'm finna fuck with this. If I could do 10, I knew I could do millions of dollars a week. That's what I did.
Those millions per week must not have been in 2017 when she was evicted from her apartment in Tarrant County, Texas. It must not have been in 2018 when she was evicted from her next apartment in Tarrant County, Texas. And it must not have been in 2019 when she was evicted from her next apartment in Tarrant County, Texas. And then a couple of months later, she received a judgment in the amount of $5,700 against her.
I knew it that, like, I don't got no high school diploma, no GED, no nothing, right? I got all these felonies, a whole bunch of them.
Kiera has a few courses on ways to make money in the trucking business, but she found the best way to make money was to steal tens of thousands of dollars from her customers under the illusion that she would make them rich. This victim filed a complaint with the Attorney General of Texas stating that they gave Kiera $40,000 to help buy a truck and get one operable to make passive income. They allege that they've received nothing in return. The victim further states that Kiera reached out to me and told me that I was lying on her, that she never agreed to run the truck for me. This next complaint is even worse. This victim wanted to buy a truck for Kiera's fleet buying program. She was promised assistance in buying trucks and earning weekly income. They started the program in May 2022, and in March 2023, the victim had still not received anything. Losing money to fake gurus will lead to many problems, one of which could be your mental health. Thanks to today's sponsor, BetterHelp, we can all have access to a therapist. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to be a support system while you're in need. They offer access to over 30,000 therapists, allowing you to find the best match for your needs. Starting therapy is challenging, with many finding it difficult to connect with someone in their area or with the experience of face-to-face communication. Since everyone has a different need, BetterHelp provides a questionnaire in order for them to assess how to best match you with a therapist. And if you need to switch therapists for whatever reason, BetterHelp makes it easy to switch with no cost or worry. If you think therapy is for you, you can join the over 4 million people who have used BetterHelp by clicking the link in the description down below or by going to betterhelp.com/Spencer Cornelia. Using my link will give you 10% off your first month so you can begin the process of connecting with a therapist today. Back to the video. Kiera, the trucking guru's biggest revenue source, seems to be this fleet buying program, since victims gave her significant amounts of money thinking she was an actual trucking guru capable of setting them up for success. Kiera told that same victim that she was able to purchase a truck in June 2022 as part of the program and sent a picture of the truck with its MCDOT number. Kiera never sent over proof of purchase documents.
But you can't just jump out there and get a truck. You can lose. A lot of people are following people on the internet who bought somebody's course who swear they a guru and they not. And they ain't teaching you. So they want to get a truck and they just sitting.
She ironically describes herself whenever she refers to fake gurus on the internet. That victim had enough with the excuses, so they flew to Dallas, Texas on September 29, 2022 to meet with Kiera and her business partner Frank, and they allegedly stood her up. They claimed one of their semi-trucks was stolen the night before and they wouldn't be able to meet up.
I don't know if this is true, but somebody say you touching like 100 M's. Is this true?
That was 4 years ago.
4 years ago was 2019 when she was on her little hot streak of evictions and $5,000 judgments. I've never heard of someone making $100 million and not being able to pay rent in an apartment. A week later, I received a phone call from a man named Dernitel Futner who claimed to have previously worked with Kiera Frank and that they had not only scammed me, but several other people out of money. He stated their luxurious lifestyle on IG was funded by gambling, credit card fraud, false documents, and fake identities.
I with them because I don't like the internet. People are so capped. Motherfuckers can, like I said, they take a course and now they a guru. I can't stand that shit.
I think we all do too, which is why anyone looking to give this $100 million guru money should consider alternate options. Kiera posted this video to her Instagram on August 21, 2022, bragging to her audience about now living in million-dollar homes, bills on autopay, and never having to ask how much it costs. Whoa, Spencer, how did you find the house so quickly? Remember her little trouble paying rent a couple years ago? That house is now listed for rent for $30,000 per month. Is that because A, she couldn't afford it anymore, B, she owes the landlord a lot of money, or C, she flaunts a lifestyle she can't afford? According to this lawsuit, it's D, all of the above. The lease stated she would pay $22,000 per month to rent the house. 4 months after moving in, Kiera did not pay rent. She refused to vacate the property despite being asked to leave due to not paying rent. What's funny is the lawsuit states that the post was uploaded while eviction proceedings were ongoing. When social media flexing goes wrong, can you imagine how desperate you'd have to be for validation to post something on Instagram about how your bills are on auto pay and you never have to worry about the cost of anything while your landlord is evicting you for the 4th year in a row? For 5 months, it's alleged Kiera didn't even make any utility payments either.
And people are losing a lot of money. So it gives people like me, these real that's really doing this shit, that don't want to be in the first place, a very hard time dealing with these. I cuss people out all day on my page.
She might be the classiest fake guru I've ever gone after. Once again, she's speaking about fake gurus losing people money, yet doesn't realize the irony that she's basically talking about herself. Kiera owes the landlord around $113,000 in unpaid rent and utilities. The landlord also alleges she damaged the property, requiring repairs in the amount of $38,000. That's pocket change for someone worth $100 million, right? The more we find out about this future billionaire, the more I think she's all cap.
What's the most you ever blew in the strip club?
Oh, for my sister's birthday, I did 100.
100?
That landlord is probably punching the air listening to this interview. Can you imagine someone owing you $150,000 for not paying rent or utilities for months on your mansion and then publicly saying they're on pace to be a billionaire?
We're out in Texas. No, not in the world, not yet. But I'm up there.
This interview is only a couple months after being evicted. She does hold the #1 spot in the world record book for number of evictions for someone claiming to be a millionaire. I found her Trucking Guru LLC info in the state of Texas's business portal, and it states she isn't able to currently transact business in the state of Texas because the franchise tax involuntarily ended. Open Corporate's website shows that she opened the LLC in 2020 and had a tax forfeiture in June 2022. Her TTG Logistics company was formed in 2021 and received a tax forfeiture in 2023. Capital Choice Trucking, created by her business partner, was formed in 2019. The company someone sent me that Kiera may be involved with was formed in 2019 as well. Kiera says everywhere that she's been involved in the trucking industry for 15 years. On the main page of her website, where she's promoting the idea that she's a legitimate guru.
You don't got enough money, baby. Money does buy happiness. It does. Because if you're not, your life is your own. You're probably sad because you're broke.
Every time Kiera cries, someone should send her this quote.
I don't respect these hoes that buy my and now I'm gonna be a guru. You don't know nothing. Us can lose a lot of money just jumping out there.
I've had numerous people inside her tribe that know Kiera well tell me that she stole her dispatching course from another legitimate guru.
As I just said this the other day while I was screaming at my people, we need a TV show. I'm scared. I'm just gonna go to jail. It's me.
It sounds like, but she'll show successful students and claim she makes millionaires. It's possible she does, and it's possible that her students experience great success, and I really hope they do. But if she creatively stole the course and sold it as hers, she should be in jail, in my opinion. That's grand theft.
Yeah, you got to. It's too much fake. I mean, in the world of fakes, all you do is be you. That's it.
Speaking of fake, I have multiple sources that told me she faked a pregnancy. In this IG post on June 5th of this year, she commented that I was so pregnant in this video. Comparing when she was supposedly pregnant to when she wasn't pregnant doesn't show much of a difference, and it would be impossible to prove if she was actually faking a pregnancy or not. Some have told me that she faked the pregnancy to get the heat off her back from her students seeing $0 returns after giving her tens of thousands of dollars. A couple months ago, Kiera and her business partner were sued by Rain or Shine Trucking LLC. The plaintiff applied for the turnkey trucking program in April 2022 so they could begin operating a fleet of trucks. Plaintiff sent Frank Leitner $35,000 for a truck that would make their money back within 3 months. For the past year and a half, Kiera and Frank have been making excuses as to their failure to uphold their promises. The plaintiff alleges they paid $5,000 to join the program and eventually purchased a truck for $45,000 that Kiera and her business partner purchased for only $19,000 and then used the customer's truck for their own use. This paragraph states Frank notified the client that there were 25 other people waiting in line to start profiting. My intuition tells me that there's numerous people who gave the trucking guru a lot of money and the promises were left unfulfilled. The best course of action is filing a complaint with your state's attorney general.
There's a very well-known person out there right now that has a very large platform, and I got 75% of their students. Because it sounds good, it look good. can market anything. They put that and make it look like, oh, I'm this and I'm that, because the internet is so fucking fugazi. People are not who they post to be. They pretend.
I think that summarizes this fake guru pretty well. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Investing in real estate makes sense.
She said
Where do
a
you
whole
start?
lot.
You start on the ground.
Last year, the Federal Trade Commission reported that consumer losses to fraud had grown 30%. The prior year reports of fraud had grown 16.3%. Apparently, the biggest losses were to investment scams, including cryptocurrency schemes. Younger adults in their 20s reported losing money more frequently than older adults, but when older adults did lose money, they lost a lot more. And that makes sense, as older adults tend to be wealthier, but hopefully a bit wiser. It's not just an issue in the United States either. UK banks reported a large increase in fraud in 2022, with much of it originating online. When I interviewed Zeke Fox a few weeks ago, he described how he had initially resisted looking into crypto fraud, as he felt that a journalist spending time investigating a crypto scam was like a restaurant critic writing a review on a new Taco Bell that had just opened up. When he started investigating, he quickly realized that there was so much fraud going on that he wouldn't have time to document it all. When I first spoke to CoffeeZilla a few years ago, he told me at the time who he thought the biggest scammers out there were, and wondered what he might do with his YouTube channel once he had finished exposing them. Since that point, the scammers he has found have only gotten bigger, and many are celebrities and don't even appear to make much of an effort to disguise what they're up to anymore. Based on the latest fraud statistics, it doesn't look like he'll be running out of work anytime soon. There's nothing new about scamming, and the way that most of today's scams function isn't really new either. Most are simple Ponzi's and pyramid schemes, but has something changed in recent years, where with the growth of online hustle bros and celebrity involvement in many of these schemes, people seem to possibly view it as being acceptable or even high status to scam people. It's hard to go online without being pitched scam content about using ChatGPT to trade stocks, or an endless variety of passive income schemes that are extremely unlikely to actually work out for you. This summer, an AP analysis found that fraudsters potentially stole more than $280 billion in pandemic relief funding. Criminals and gangs grabbed some of the money, but so did a U.S. soldier in Georgia, the pastors of a defunct church in Texas, a former state lawmaker in Missouri, and a roofing contractor in Montana. The fraud was widespread. Most of the theft was simple and fairly obvious. Scammers used the identities of dead people and federal prisoners to get unemployment checks, often collecting them in multiple states. The Small Business Administration estimates fraud in 2 of their programs at over $100 billion. The names of celebrities, entertainers, and CEOs can be found on the list of those charged. The SBA are overwhelmed with investigations and say that they're dealing with a backlog of more than 80,000 actionable fraud leads, which is close to 100 years' worth of investigative work.
Switch to Google Fi Wireless and get Unlimited Plus, which comes with 1 year of YouTube Premium on up.
100 years' worth of investigative work. The disturbing thing about the story was how many ordinary people decided to turn to fraud during the pandemic. The hedge fund manager Jim Chanos argues that we're living through a golden age of fraud. He believes that the fraud cycle follows the business and financial cycle, and that at market peaks there's the most fraud going on in an economy, which is only exposed once there's a downturn. There is some evidence to support his claims too. The most widely held securities in America during the 1920s were the stocks and bonds of Kruger and Toll, a Swedish match conglomerate. The The reason people invested was that the securities were sold in small denominations and paid high dividends of over 20%. The dividends were being paid out of capital rather than profits, and the business was essentially a giant Ponzi scheme. Its bankruptcy in 1932 led to the introduction of securities regulation in the United States. In these fraud cycles, law enforcement always arrives late, and new regulations are put in place after the event. Fraud was uncovered at firms like Enron and WorldCom after the dot-com bubble burst, and all sorts of fraud was discovered after the global financial crisis in 2008. In each case, law enforcement turned up too late to protect the public, and then policymakers followed up with new regulations. Let's try to understand why scamming has become so widespread and what the economic consequences are. Before I get to that, let me tell you about today's video sponsor, Shokz. Shokz are a new type of headphone that allows you to listen to music without blocking your ears, meaning that you remain connected to your surroundings at all times. Open ear listening not only ensures that you're safe when you're out and about, as you're aware of your surroundings, but it also provides authentic and natural sound. The way they're designed and the soft touch silicone skin means that you barely feel them on your ears. There's none of the discomfort that you sometimes get with in-ear headphones when you wear them for a long time. As someone who wears glasses a lot of the time, I love that they don't get in the way of my glasses, which I can take on and off while wearing them. They sound great. They pair with my phone, computer, car, and the entertainment devices on airplanes with Bluetooth. When you're running, you can hear the cars passing by behind you. When you're working from home, you can also take care of your family's needs. When you're working in the office, you can listen to music while staying attentive to your boss or colleagues' communication. The earbuds themselves have 10 hours of battery life, and the slim charging case means that the battery will last up to 28 hours before you need to plug it in again. If you want to check them out, I'll leave a link in the video description. Thanks again to Shokz for sponsoring the video. There's a wide range of what people think of as scamming. It ranges from over-promising and under-delivering to fraudulent PPP loans to large-scale Ponzi schemes like Bernie Madoff ran. YouTube gurus like to pitch all sorts of passive income scams, promising massive returns in a short period of time. These schemes often involve multi-level marketing where participants are encouraged to recruit others, or they involve buying an overpriced course from someone who makes all of their money selling courses rather than by following the passive income scheme that they're pitching to their viewers. These scammers usually chase whatever's hot at a given point in time, claiming to be experts in dropshipping, cryptocurrencies, Web3, and today AI, where they'll tell you how they turned $100 into $1 million in a month, getting stock tips from ChatGPT, an AI autocomplete chatbot. Passive income doesn't really exist. The vast majority of these passive income strategies are at best misrepresented and at worst completely fabricated to prey on the financially desperate. The most likely outcome when you sign up for any of these courses is that you'll learn nothing and be down the thousands of dollars that you spend on the course fees.
Deck your cards with loads of savings. La 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 tea. Santa Bucks can save
that you spend on the course fees. Some of them offer access to their stock picks behind a paywall, which is unlicensed financial advice, despite what their disclaimers might say. And I have been told that the SEC is investigating this sort of thing right now. The type of things that influencers pitch as being passive income are usually either investment income or some form of self-employment. To make money investing, you usually need money to start with. And if it's going to replace your job, you should probably start with over $1 million. So the best way to earn a passive income through investment is, if you're young, to choose your parents wisely. To describe being self-employed as earning passive income is so ridiculous that it barely seems worth addressing. Small business owners work hard, and how hard they work might even surprise some of you. A survey from New York Enterprise Report found that small business owners work twice the hours of the average wage earner. Building a business is not passive income, and most founders earn nothing in the first year of their startup, and the majority of small businesses fail in their first year. It's not easy, and it shouldn't be represented as such. A recent video by Tom Nicholas argued that a lot of today's passive income scams can be traced back to the publication of Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Workweek, in 2007. The book came out right as the financial crisis was hitting and spent 4 years on the New York Times bestseller list, was translated into 40 languages, and sold over 2 million copies. It was influential. While Ferriss didn't pitch a get-rich-quick scheme, it can be argued that he pitched a get-rich-easy scheme. It was right there in the title. You only needed to work 4 hours a week if you followed his recipe for success. The financial crisis put a lot of people out of work, and the jobs that were lost were middle-income roles, which people often replaced with lower-paid service sector jobs and side hustles. The 4-Hour Workweek really spoke to this group, who felt that they could possibly earn more money while working fewer hours. Ferriss pitched that people could convince their employers to let them work from home and then earn passive income through dropshipping, affiliate marketing, retail arbitrage, or by teaching courses. The same list of passive income strategies being pitched by online scammers today. He was criticized at the time for advising people to become fake experts, and the New York Times noted that Ferriss spent far more than 4 hours a week blogging and promoting his book. Tim Ferriss made his first big money selling brain pills on the internet, or nutritional supplements, while working a full-time job. He was working 80 hours a week according to a profile on the Princeton University website. Once the 4-Hour Workweek took off, he sold the brain pill business. I guess he got tired of the passive income, and mostly makes his money now through book sales and as a self-help guru. A lot of his ideas are based on the Pareto principle, which states that for many outcomes, roughly 80% of consequences come from 20% of causes. He argued that you only needed to focus on the most important levers and could ignore or outsource most of your work, which is wasted effort anyhow. Of course, he left out that you only know after the event which of the seeds you planted didn't grow. Most people are not wasting most of their workday on unnecessary activity. If only 20% of an engineer's designs turn out to be valuable, it doesn't mean that they foolishly decided to waste 80% of their time designing products that don't work. You sometimes have to do the stuff that doesn't work in order to find the stuff that does. Ferriss's pitch in the 4-Hour Workweek was that you could create an automated vehicle for generating cash without consuming much time. This idea provided a lot of the inspiration to the passive income scammers, who, unable to generate passive income for themselves, decided to become fake experts, or what Mike Winnet calls contrepreneurs, selling get-rich-quick schemes to the public with the aid of a rented Lamborghini and bundles of fake cash that can be bought on Amazon. There were many effects of the financial crisis of 2007-2008. It led to the Occupy Wall Street movement and the Tea Party movement. Both of these were driven by the idea that everything was rigged and rigged in someone else's favor. People were angry about the unfair nature of the bailouts, and the rise of things like cryptocurrencies and meme stocks can be traced back to the anger the public felt in the wake of the credit crunch. Unfortunately, putting money into many of these alternative investments led to the public being harmed once again, as insiders cleaned up.
Yeah, I want to do a video on it, and just to give you an idea, just be careful when you're looking for a business online. where to go, and who you, just do your homework. And it's like the few things that I've involved with, I researched it. Like, one of them is ground floor. If you're doing like real estate, like ground floor. Another one is frontalize. But do your research on these companies, where they have a website, they have a record, and things like that. And my thing is just invest with small money. If you do that, don't put a lot of money, like no tens of thousands of dollars. I would start out small, because if you lose a couple $100, it'll hurt. But losing thousands of dollars, whoo! I mean, either way, it's money. But you want, that's what I suggest. Do your research on these companies as far as gold. One of them is SD Billion Vault. You see it going across the YouTube feed. I would, do your research and pull up the website, things like that, and just go from there. But anybody else if they don't have a legitimate website or legitimate LLC license and all that stuff like that, I wouldn't, as far as anything, as far as property concerned. As far as crypto, yeah, I'll stick to Coinbase. Do the major ones, crypto, certain ones like that. Something is familiar, because the big ones are not going to scam, because they don't want to make themselves look bad, because they pay social media like Facebook and YouTube to advertise their commercial. So that's what I would do. Anybody else, I don't think I would trust. I really wouldn't. And I would try that. But it's really messed up, man, what that woman and what DJ Envy and his partner did. Then I did a video about Jay Morrison last year, and it was the same guy, Tony, was confronting Jay because Jay owed him money, Jay Morrison, and it was, guess what, was dealing with real estate, and it was something that he owed for an event too, and that man never paid nobody the money back. He owed a lot of investors, so a lot of people are reluctant about getting with somebody and say, "Hey, I got this property. I'm building up this thing. I need thousands of dollars." Because it's people like that. People like Jay Morrison and Caesar and Envy. They ruined it. And that this millionaire trucker. Now people are going to be very, very skeptical about dealing with people in business, and particularly, especially with black folks, in the black community. It's, some people ain't so willing to give up things. And then the red flag is sometimes it's really sad, because it makes people who had a record, who's trying to do the right things and do right business, they're giving them a bad name. She's giving people a bad name because she has a record. Jay Morrison giving people a bad name, and Caesar. So if someone who is legitimate has a business, who has a felony, but they pay for it, they're gonna be like, oh, they're gonna look back at that like, I don't know. That could work against them. So they made it hard for people who do that, come out and maybe they want to clean up their life and do the right thing. You got somebody out there figuring out a way to kind of scam, trying to run a street game on somebody, and it's very unprofessional. What DJ Envy and them did, very unprofessional, low-minded, unprofessional. Even with, I was watching something with the guy's an accountant. I forget JD, the accountant, and I think I said how this woman was fraudulently taking property, and she would rent property out to people to sublease it. And you're not supposed to be subleasing your apartment. It's on his channel. She was having people sublease, and they got evicted for doing that because they was breaking the lease. You can't sublease your apartment. Move it to between you and the landlord. Months to a year down later, start leasing your apartment, which is your name on it, to another person, subleasing it. And it was real just catty. So people were suing her behind that. It's like these people are just the stuff that they come with is unbelievable as far as they come and crafty. And you gotta be a cold person to just go around taking money off of people, hard-working people that save up their life savings. You know, they're just about as bad as the people overseas doing that stuff. You know, one of them people in the foreign countries be calling up on your number and trying to see if they a romance scam or crypto scam or something like that. You know, or the publisher clearinghouse scam. Oh yeah, you know, yeah, I want to call you and say that you won our record show that you and you never applied for nothing. I said, what you talking about? I never applied for nothing online. How'd you get my number? Number one. Number two, how I don't remember applying for anything. Well, that's the thing is our grand selection, and I'm like, here we go. Here we freaking go. And what they do, they try to get you all geeked up and signed up. But first of all, you got to go to the department store and we can load the money on a Google card. What? Load money from Clevenger Clearinghouse on a Google card. Like these dumb. Oh, yeah, since you won the lottery. Or what lottery company gonna have you? Even overseas lottery company gonna have you go to the Google, go get one of those Google gift cards. These people are stupid, man. And, you know, unfortunately, they try to find someone who's an elderly person or desperate person, you know. And I got mad and said, you know, y'all need to get a life. Stop. Why don't you go and do something legit? Why you gotta go around conning people, innocent people out their money? You know, I can't stand scammers. I can't stand them people. Like, why you gotta what you gain out of it? And do you think some people ain't really ain't that stupid? Give you a gift card and we'll put $5.5 million on the gift card. I mean, you don't take your Haji behind somewhere. Ain't nobody. That's not the way Publisher Clearinghouse would do something like that. But they constantly doing that one, or the lottery, or some kind of foreign lottery. That's another one. Oh yeah. Or you get the or you ever had them up and email you? Oh, the ones about somebody over in West Africa somewhere, and they trapped somewhere in some jail, or if it's a romance scam. Oh, you know, you marry me, you can inherit it. My family owns a mine and tons of gold, and I can sign over to your account. Oh man, the unbelievable what the people try to do anything. Like, wow, really? I can, if I marry you as some young woman, or it could be a dude posing as a woman. Because people are, I said, ain't this something? And that really makes, and I said, you know what I told her, I said, you really make, you know what you're doing? You're making your fellow countrymen look bad. Now when people come to the United States, they're going, and you coming from one of West African country, they're going to start looking at them like, oh, they might be part of a scammer. Trying to run some. These people don't see stuff like that. Yeah, they make it harder for their people, or they come out of India somewhere. You know, with that Hindi accent, you're gonna be like, uh-oh, here we go. Because you hear the same old thing, and they try to, with an American name, whatever. They make us. I said, you know, you make your people look bad, right? They don't think about that. You know, because that's a stereotype. It really does. I'm just saying. But yeah, this is what these scammers do. And now, and then lately, I had to get it blocked because you get some idiot out of what did you call from a Jamaican number trying to. I don't pick up the phone or nothing like that. But you know what's like. I don't know nobody in Jamaica. You know, ain't no company down, ain't no Jamaica supposed to be calling me. These folks are something else, man. They are a mess. So you guys be careful out there. Who you deal with online? If someone call you on the phone, do your due diligence. And if they got anything, do your research on it. If they offer some kind of course, do your research. There's a couple well-known people that was selling courses and things and like that. And I was watching, I believe it was Spencer, a few other people interviewing how they became the marketing gurus, like Tony Lopez and others. If you ever find that video, I think it's on his website, Spencer Cornelia, if I said his name right. Spencer it does a background check and a few other people, and how they became so, and they market everything. Every time Tony Lopez is just market all different kind of stuff. And so, man, it's like the guy was saying, and I believe he read Tony Lopez like a lot of read that book. That's how they were able to market something. Like that guy was mentioning. But yeah, be careful who you get your information from. Whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, any of them. Just be careful. And if a company just do the background check. It probably don't take that long to research them. But right now, as far as the real estate market, it ain't looking good. People keep saying, now is the time. No, it isn't, man. It ain't looking good. You know, from what I see. Even your regular news will tell you that. With the inflation and everything, and housing, and taxes, and insurance, and all that stuff like that. It's rough. But anyway, I'm about to get off this video. I'm sorry to talk so long, but yeah, just be careful who you deal with online. I had to learn my hard way. You know, I lost a couple bucks here, but not like thousands of dollars. But even when you lose a couple $100, that's still a lot of money. If you lose a 50 bucks, that's probably a lot of money to some people. So be careful who you deal with business with, because not everybody has the heart. Everybody's trying to make a dollar by any means necessary. So be aware and take care. Be blessed.